Thank you very much to Youth Power Learning for this opportunity to present 5 facts on adolescent health. Now, in choosing 5 facts about adolescent health, out of the many facts that I could have presented, I focused very much on what are the needs globally in adolescent health currently, and what are the responses we could be making. So let's start off and talk about need in adolescent health. Some of you may have seen the report from the Market Commission on Adolescent Health and Wellbeing that appeared in 2016. In that report, we classified adolescent disease burden into 3 groups. One group were diseases of poverty, so these are problems of undernutrition, infectious disease, including HIV, and reproductive health problems. The second group of diseases were related to injury and violence, and the third group related to NCDs of adolescents, predominantly mental disorders and chronic physical illness. We used that to classify countries into 3 groups in terms of adolescent health profiles. So there was one group of countries that were multi-burden, where adolescents face as they grow through their adolescent years all 3 burdens of disease. Diseases of poverty, injuries and violence, and NCDs. Another group of adolescents grow up in NCD and injury excess countries, where they face the problems of injuries and violence and NCDs, and then a third group of countries are NCD predominant. So if we look at the world back in 1990 and look at the profile at that time, you can see that most of the world, if you look at colors of purple representing multi-burden countries and orange representing injury excess, most of the world, including the United States, was injury excess or multi-burden. Very few adolescents are growing up in NCD-predominant countries. 25 years on, actually 26 years on in 2016, the world looks very different for adolescents. You can see on this slide that the number of adolescents in the world in 2016 is much larger. The gender imbalance in adolescence is much stronger, with more males than females in 2016 relative to 1990. Now, there have been some changes in that time, and improvements in many countries, including the United States, have become NCD predominant. So many more adolescents are growing up in NCD predominant countries. Fewer are growing up in countries which are injury excess, and that's a marked change. But the biggest change has been in terms of the number of adolescents growing up in multi-burden countries. Since 1990, this has increased markedly for both males and females. So, in 26 years, in adolescent health, the world has become a more unequal place, but the challenge of adolescent health and adolescent disease burden is greater due to demographic change in multi-burden countries, greater in 2016 than it was in 1990. Now, some of you might say, well, that's very well about disease burden, but we've made some big changes in some of the determinants of adolescent health. Things like education. Well, let's look at what's happened in terms of education across these years. On the left is a graph showing rates of educational achievement across countries classified by the World Bank income groups. So high-income countries shown up here in the orange color, upper middle-income countries in the green, lower middle-income countries in blue, and low-income countries in red. And these are the levels of education attainment across age groups. For 2016 at the top and 1990 at the bottom. They might initially think, well, these are pretty similar, but in fact there have been some marked improvements, with the most marked improvements in lower middle-income countries, where rates of completion of secondary school have increased markedly over the 25 years. However, the number of adolescents in the world has also grown, and has grown most rapidly in low-resource countries, in lower and low middle-income countries. So if you ask a question written in a different way, and ask the question, how many 20 to 24-year-olds had not completed education in 1990, the number was 300 million. 20 years on, or 25 years on, that number who had not completed education in the 20 to 24-year-old age group is 295 million. Not much change over 25 years, even though we are educating more adolescents today than we were back 25 years ago. Again, this is demographic change, particularly in low-resource settings, particularly in places like South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. So, the message here is that the needs in adolescent health, whether one's talking about determinants or health problems, are greater today than they were 25 years ago. So do we have good investments? Is the third question. This work looks at an indicator called a benefit-cost ratio for 5 different interventions where we've got good evidence that they work. So these are actions to prevent child marriage, promote education, prevent road traffic injury, provide health services, and one specific one, which is the provision of HPV vaccination to girls. This work appeared in the Lancet in 2017, and it uses this indicator of benefit-cost ratio. So that is an indicator which reflects the return in monetary terms on a dollar invested. So benefit-cost ratio 1 means you get $1 back on a dollar invested. Benefit-cost ratio of 2 means you get $2 back. Benefit-cost ratio 10 means you get $10 back. If you look at investments such as those in infrastructure projects, so this is investments in power plants, roads, bridges, that kind of thing, a benefit-cost ratio of 2 is generally viewed as a good investment. Anything above that is a really good investment. So what do they look like? So, these investments in these 5 areas of health or health determinants for adolescents in low-income countries, in lower middle-income countries, and upper middle-income countries. Well, you can see here that we have very good investments in all 5 of these areas, whether one's talking about low, middle, or upper middle-income countries. There's not one investment that approaches that threshold as 2. For most, we're talking about benefit-cost ratios of around 10 or higher. We even have one there, investment in HPV vaccination in low-income countries, which is almost 24. So these are great investments that we actually have in adolescent health. Are we investing? Is the next question. We recently looked at this with the work led by Chunming Liu from Harvard University that appeared in one of the JAMA journals earlier this year. And we looked at a question of how much we're investing in low-income countries in terms of developmental assistance for health. So low-income countries, 10 to 24-year-olds, 30% of the population, they represent 13% of the disease burden. But it's more significant in terms of health because many determinants of health arise during the adolescent years. The amount of developmental assistance for health compared to other age groups, so the proportion of other age groups is 1.6%. So whichever way you look at it, adolescents are not getting their share of development assistance for health. That's data looking back to 2003. If we look at where that investment has been in adolescent health, 70% of it has been around sexual and reproductive health and HIV. What that means is that other very significant adolescent health problems, such as undernutrition, mental health, injury, violence, these are not getting much in the way of investment at all for adolescents in low-income countries. Now, we can look at investments in a different way, which is investments in knowledge, which is the 5th point that I'd like to present, and ask the question, of the research studies that have appeared in the peer-reviewed literature since 2004, so 0 to 19 years, how many of them have been focused on under 5s, and what proportion have been focused on 5 to 19-year-olds? Well, it depends a bit on the search engine you use, but if you look at PubMed from the National Institute of Medicine, the figure for 5 to 19-year-olds is 5%. 95% of all studies reported were actually focused on the under-5s. If you look at Google Scholar, that figure for the under-5s rises to 99%. Only 1% of studies have focused on 5 to 19-year-olds. That report appeared in the Lancet in 2017, led by John Bundy, formerly of the World Bank. So what we have today is a situation where the case for adolescent health is well overdetermined. The need is clear, but we're not yet investing. And I understand it's October in the United States. We're about to approach the World Series. So to use a baseball metaphor, it's time for the field and all of us to step up to the plate. This is the largest generation that will ever be on planet Earth. It's the largest generation that will ever parent on planet Earth. So what we invest in adolescent health in the coming years is going to determine not only their own health and future, but that of generations to come. Thank you very much.